Yeah, you can.
Oh, I hate when she spends time with her friends. What's she doing? I don't know why this is my mood for today, but this is my mood. These are the vibes. I just always want to get her through it, no matter what. Don't get too high or too low. Just stay consistent.
Stay neutral.
Yeah. This is like the anthem for females in 2019. Like, I'm just going to sing this to any female that I really have feelings for.
I'm glad this is not on the podcast. So
I'm never trying to kill your vibe, Dan, or hers. We're going to wake you up today. Uh-huh. It's Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm not saying anything, because it's not going on the podcast. Because
you know me.
Because we get shut down.
You know me. Oh, well, not the audio. Not the audio. Shut up, Bryson. Shut up, Bryson. You know Bryson Tiller is?
Who, what?
Okay, never mind. It's Monday. It's Monday. Dad is so tired.
I'm exhausted.
Dad is extremely exhausted, but I don't care. I don't care.
I'll push through this.
I don't care. You push through this. At some point, we have to turn on this little light because it's a bit dark. Camera guy, give us the heads up. Give us the thumbs up. We're going to make sure everything's good. Everything is copacetic. Is that how they say it?
Yeah, it is.
Is that the word?
That's correct.
Yeah. Word of the day.
There it is.
Word of the day. It's Monday. My favorite day, the best day. Your neighbors know what time it is. They know that I'm here. They know that it's the InnerViews Podcast. They know we're about to get it popping.
Yep.
They know. Do you know?
Oh, I'm ready.
Why aren't you ready? You don't look like you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready. As soon as that intro music hits.
Where's the sleep?
The sleep is right after you leave.
Mm-hmm.
The sleep is literally, this will be the earliest night I ever go to sleep in.
And it's all summer, because summer of Dan,
yeah.
Young Daniele in the cut. It's a scary sight. He should be out there getting his little suntan on, roaming the streets with his fresh new drip. But not today. No, it's Monday. Best soccer/footy podcast in the world. InnerViews Podcast. If you don't know now, you know. That sounds so corny, but we're going with it.
So speaking of which, I was up on the rooftop speaking to a fellow condo mate. And I
don't call them condo mates.
Condo friends.
Okay.
And I told this person that I do a podcast.
Oh yeah.
And
was it he or she?
That's none of your business.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
And
so secretive.
Yeah, I know. And they listened to the podcast, and next time they saw me, they're like, "Yo, that other guy. There's no way he's Italian, is he?"
Hey, they don't know about me. Get my little bambino drip.
I'm like, well, he supports City A more than me. So,
are they Italian?
No.
Okay, fine.
No, they are Egyptian.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
And all I had to say was one name.
Yeah, we ain't never saying that name again until the season starts. Sorry, sorry, pal.
They got eliminated.
Or palette, or
yeah.
You say female and pal.
No.
No. Okay, fine.
No.
I'm just trying to get it out of you.
No.
Pause.
No.
Okay.
Secret.
Okay, fine.
Secret.
Whatever.
Could be a male. Could be a female.
So see, this is why. I thought we were friends. No, friends don't keep secrets.
Oh.
Ooh,
You're gonna play that. You're gonna play that card.
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well.
It's Monday. It's my day. I call the shots.
All right, that's fine.
Pause. I do whatever. It's Monday. It feels like it's been so long since we've done it on a Monday. Your neighbors are probably like, we haven't heard that annoying Brad's voice in so long, but he's back.
They're like, these damn gunshots are back.
He's back. You're here. About to get it popping. Slice up.
They're waiting for the Law and Order music.
The weather's great. Law and Order's back. And they're like, we never watch Law and Order on Monday.
Yeah. They're like, oh.
Oh, guess we should tune in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, it's the InnerViews Podcast. You good, man?
I am.
Camera guy's good. I don't know how people felt about us just getting into it last week.
I don't know. I haven't had any feedback.
But this week is not the week that we're just going to get into it. No, that didn't feel like us.
No.
Felt a bit weird. I care about Dan. I care about how he feels. I care about how I feel. You know, this is my little chance. My life's a podcast. Or it once was. I feel like we've just kind of like chilled this summer, which we deserved.
You felt like we've chilled? I felt like we've still...
Yeah, because these stupid tournaments that have come to an end are finally over. Finally over.
I feel like right now we're going to have 1 month of relaxation.
Mm-hmm. Better enjoy your little July. Better start casting or auditioning for a new podcast guy. We need someone to sit in the chair to take all the weight off our shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
Because I feel like right now we've got a month window before the Premier League comes
season
back.
starts next month. Legitimately, it starts next month.
Yeah.
So
Teams are already back for preseason training.
Yeah, losers.
They're getting ready. They're getting ready to go make some preseason money.
Yeah, good for them.
Go do your little travel.
Yeah, go do what you got to do, man. I don't care.
Come this way.
I don't care.
Come to Asia.
I don't care. Don't come to my city. Don't come to my city. I don't care.
I don't think there is anything here.
Good. For once, no one wants to play TFC. No one wants to beat them down.
But TFC haven't had a
or MLS All Stars.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't watch the MLS All Stars. I just watched the Gold Cup final again.
You want another repeat of the Gold Cup final?
It's kind of like watching the MLS All Stars. It's like probably only a few players missing. Roughly.
No, that's not true.
No. Oh,
no.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I know.
On that US team.
No, like there's a lot of MLS All Stars on that team. No, on those two combined teams. No.
Oh, on those two combined teams.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you meant just the American team.
No.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's a good chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. We're here. We're back. We said we weren't leaving. We gave everyone a chance. Other people are still doing podcasts.
You know what? Today was the first time that I actually considered listening to another podcast.
Yeah, you should.
Then
no.
Nope.
I feel like you should. At some point, you just got to really find out. Like, they should be talking shit about you. We're talking shit about us.
Okay.
How are you gonna feel about that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, one day we stumble upon the InnerViews podcast. It's two guys. One guy's really annoying and one guy's really articulate, but we don't care because the annoying guy was drowning him out. Yeah, like, come on. Like, they were talking shit. You're supposed to have my back. Defend me.
Oh, well, now
Defend me, Dad.
So then I should listen to another podcast.
Yeah, you should. Find out what they're doing. What do you like about their podcast? What don't you like? It could be a long list, But whatever. That don't matter. We ready, man. We're ready. We're ready. We gotta A
lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
Three tournaments have come to an end. Yeah. A guy has left the city.
Oh. we're gonna get into his nastiness in a bit.
Okay.
The camera guy, that camera better be on, man. I feel like
he gave us a nod.
Yeah, but I don't trust him.
Okay.
I feel like I want to walk up there and just find out.
Yeah.
You care?
No,
you don't care. Well, you gotta talk. Well, why not walk up there and talk?
That's fine.
Camera guy, we gotta make sure this camera's on. We gotta make sure it's on. Oh yeah,
it's on. Okay.
It's fun to see me walk. But yeah.
I do want. I am interested in your take on that guy, but we'll get to him.
Okay, we'll get that in a second. Mics are on. Cameras on. This is on. This is on. We're good. We're hitting the air horns. We're ready. Summer vibes. Summer Dan summer. We're good. So if that's all said, it's the InnerViews Podcast, episode number 82, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. You know that we're in our bag if I remember the number of the episode. Yeah. So we are here. It's a nice summer Monday. Everyone is out enjoying the weather. The patios are kicking. People are walking out. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Good.
People are not wearing as much clothes as they normally do.
Better.
I feel like just not wearing anything. Whatever. Anyways, everyone's out.
Let's move on.
Enjoying the weather, doing their thing, not really worried about the soccer/footy. But we are here because we are the best soccer/footy podcast in the world, and we're taking time out of our well-documented, extremely hectic days where we probably should be sleeping to break down everything that matters in this sport over the past 7 days, or since the last time we were back, which is less than 7 days, and a lot of stuff has happened. But I am not here alone. As you could tell if you are watching this on YouTube a few days later, it's your guy Tyrrell. To the left of me, it's young Dan. Danny C. Dan in the cut. It's a scary sight. Camera guy's in the back doing what he's got to do. Brandon Caesar's in here because he's trying to get on tour with the other Caesars and doing whatever he needs to do. Fabs is almost going to go on his honeymoon. So we are here, just the two guys of the InnerViews, looking for recruits, looking for interns, looking for anyone that really feels that they could step onto this platform, get in front of the camera and speak to the best of their ability and challenge us on their soccer/footy opinions, because we provide you with organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis, because it's the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. And it's Monday, my favorite day, and we're about to get it popping. But Dan, how are you?
Wow. I am good. Very low key weekend. I have to say. Sunday was spent watching
Super Sunday.
Yeah, 3 finals.
Joke. Waste my Sunday. The weather was nice, and I'm here covered up in a blanket.
Was Sunday nice?
Yeah. Saturday was sticky.
Oh, Saturday was
Sunday was nice and
Sunday
cool.
was nice. Saturday was relaxing Saturday after long Friday night, but not for that reason. It was football Friday night.
Didn't step into the streets.
I did not.
Streets weren't popping.
Nope. I played 2 football games and got back home after that and passed out.
That's good, man. Sometimes you need a break from the streets, Dad. I guess get a bit worried about you.
Well, thank you for your
I'm
worriedness.
worried about what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
You're out every weekend. To make sure, be the good friend.
Yeah, thank you.
You know? Feels like, oh, maybe I should be nice and like just step out to one of these functions with Dan. You know?
I'm still waiting for the invite.
Then we could have a story to tell. I've told you, you don't want to be around me when I go out. I literally stand and I give you the lowdown of what I do. Literally go into the spot. Don't even circle it. Just try to find a spot where I can find some space. Go to the bartender, ask for a glass of water, and just chill there.
That's fine.
And hope that when they play my tracks, I can be able to move without anyone getting into my space. And that's what I do.
Okay.
But it's not that exciting.
No.
I know a lot of people think that, I may be, having these great nights, these long nights, but anyone that's really there that ain't snitching, they know.
I need to talk to those people.
They know, they're not, none of them. They know that I'm just there, just vibing. I'm all for the music. Sometimes I just give you guys a little Snapchat as to what you're missing, but you're not gonna see me Snapchatting myself, vibing with the bottles and the boys.
But you know what? I don't do that either.
Jumping on the chairs. I know you grown.
Yeah.
I'm grown too.
Yeah.
But the young folks, they really get it popping. They really want me to. I live vicariously through all their snaps. I'm like, oh, like when I was your age, I would make sure that everyone was like, yo, where you at? Where is that? How come you didn't invite me? But now I see theirs. I'm just like, oh man, y'all got to do a bit better. I feel like when you do that, like you got to actually want to be there.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing it and I don't feel like I want to be there, then you did a bad job. Like do better next week.
Oh, that's fair.
So, for those that are here for the soccer/footy, I care about young Daniele and
just
we're
fast
like
forward.
13 minutes in. On YouTube, I provide this timestamps, and I think now on iTunes and Spotify, whatever, I'm gonna provide this timestamps too. So
you can do that too.
Yeah, so you just skip to it.
Just skip to it.
Yeah, but I care about them, so we're gonna talk. This is a podcast, and all those soccer footy podcasts, I get straight to the soccer stuff. They're boring and lame. No disrespect to anyone that we were friends with that run those podcasts.
Yeah.
But like, I want to know about you. And
Yeah.
you're not really telling me much.
No.
Like, soccer/footy is not your entire life. Anyhow, Dan, what's popping? What's good?
Well,
Kawhi left.
Yeah,
And
Kawhi
Kawhi-
left. I was gonna say I was lucky enough to play with a former Olympian and Canadian women's soccer player on Friday night.
Are you?
We're not gonna say the names.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, is she
No.
snitching?
No, absolutely
You
not.
snitching on her?
No.
She gonna fight you.
No, she'd probably beat my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of a memorable occasion. That's the second
Yeah,
international I played with.
half of the Prem boys going out playing with famous Olympians, previous Olympians.
Yeah,
Get into the little corporate bag. Yeah,
I try.
I'm not surprised. I'm not
I wore
surprised.
the T-shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
I saw.
so don't worry. I did a little advertisement.
That's good.
Yeah,
Did you tell her about the podcast?
of course I did.
What'd she say?
She's like, I'll listen.
Yeah, she lied.
I know.
She lied. I'm a spammer now.
Oh God,
I'm
no.
a spammer messenger every day. You listen to the podcast yet? We put up another episode. Did you subscribe? Thumbs up. Give us like 5 stars. I'm a hitter now. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
You better know that. Yeah, Kawhi left, man.
Kawhi left?
And Kawhi left at the. Kawhi's a sicko. You wanna know why Kawhi's a sicko? Kawhi's a sicko because at the end of the day, he waited until y'all went to bed.
Yeah.
And hit y'all with the smoke. I was in bed because it's past my bedtime on a Friday night, and I just hear ding, 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 ding. Phone's on my chest. I'm like, yo, who's bothering me? Sometimes you get the late night text, but regardless, no.
And you see breaking
no late night
news.
text. Someone's like, yo, he did it. I was like, who did it? What? Go and click it. And I see, oh no, Kawhi left. He waited till Friday night when y'all were in bed.
So,
He's pussy for that, by the way.
But he did it at midnight local time?
Like around 1 o'clock here. So maybe it was like, what, 10 there or 11 there?
11.
Yeah.
So you had a nice steak dinner.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you know what? They're in bed.
They won't know.
They won't know.
They'll wake up to the news.
He wants y'all to wake up to heartbreak.
Yeah.
Kawhi's a sicko. And then after he did all that, he did this. Those Torontonians. They thought I was staying. But it's not a surprise, man.
No, I was gonna
It's
say
not a surprise.
no.
And anyone that's mad at him is a loser.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that all those guys that are upset were the same guys that were cheering when John Tavares left the New York Rangers to come here.
Yeah.
So
It sucks to suck.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't have it both ways.
No.
And greatest professional superstar I've seen to date. No, doesn't want to be here. Gets into his little bag, doesn't complain, gives it all, wins a championship. Like, yeah.
What do you want?
Build him a statue. That's all I gotta say. You gotta
Kawhi?
build him a statue.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, you have to build him a statue now.
He won.
Yeah.
He came here. He won and left.
Yeah. Whatever. That was exciting. That was a great start to the weekend. A lot of hearts were broken. But yeah, whatever. Not a surprise. Anything else happened this weekend that mattered?
No.
Nothing rolls off. Nothing?
Nothing
happened this weekend?
No. On the non-footy front?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I think. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I know that Milos Raonic is just still in Wimbledon.
Okay, no, we're
We're
not going there. Is the 15-year-old still in it?
She lost today.
Oh, she lost too.
Yeah.
Someone good?
Yeah, the Romanian girl.
Okay. Whatever.
Help.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Women's tennis is so trash.
I think that's what you call.
I only know the two sisters now, and there's like Sharapova for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. There's always some new girl. Oh, and Josie's girl.
Sloane.
Well, no, she's out.
She's out. Oh, actually, I don't know that.
Oh man, Fab said a little joke in the group chat. But Josie may come after him on his honeymoon, so I'm a chill.
Oh yeah, I don't know. No.
Fab's got to relax, man.
Yeah, he's gonna get himself in trouble.
Josie gonna kill him when he steps back on that honeymoon. He's gonna think all is well.
Yeah,
fresh tan. Josie's waiting for him
at Pearson, at Customs.
Josie waiting for him with Sloane.
Oh yeah,
smoke both. No, never mind. Panelist is too chill. But yeah, man, I don't care about Wimbledon. I just cared about the 15-year-olds for a bit. But I know someone was gonna give her the smoke.
Yeah.
Did she get like 2-pieced?
Yeah, 3-3.
Oh.
6-3, 6-3.
Oh man. Well, at least it was 6-3, 6. It was 6-love.
No.
Damn.
No, she hung in there. I didn't see any of the highlights, but I know it was just that she lost today.
Oh, it's just gonna be her one highlight. She won nothing after this.
No.
Disappear into the
into the distance.
Oh well, she had a moment. Good for her. Nothing else. Did you hear about the girl that licked the ice cream?
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
They licked the ice cream and then she does 2 to 20 years or something.
Yeah.
Even though she probably won't get charged. Look, this is my thing. Like, whatever. That's disgusting, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be licking ice cream and then put it back.
No.
You sicko. Like, I know people that like with the fruits, they'll take out the grapes or they'll take out like the strawberries and eat one or whatever.
Yeah, I know those people.
Yeah. Y'all are still nasty with the strawberry ones. They're moving them around. But whatever. The grapes, whatever. You pick one and eat it. But this is my problem with these young kids. Okay. And it makes me feel old because I have to come out and chastise my generation.
Okay.
But y'all need to relax.
This is your generation, by the way.
Yes.
So I'll let you go.
Yeah. Well, because like they need to relax. Like everyone's like, you guys could go viral based off your own talent and what you're good at. Like you don't have to do something like utterly disgusting or stupid just to go viral. Like I'm pretty sure she did that just for some attention.
Of course.
Yeah. Y'all are nasty. Young kids.
She probably has a YouTube channel.
Young kids like just be normal. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
I was talking to the footballers too. Like y'all are losers.
We've already gone down that road.
Yeah, and some of them are never going to ever want to come on here if we ever blow up. But I just want to let them know that I don't want them here either.
No.
Like, no, but whatever. Like, just do better. Do better. But besides that, my hair was looking great on the last episode, by the way. And then my barber hit me up.
What did he say?
Because he didn't do my hair.
Oh, he did not?
No. You ever cheat on your barber?
No.
You've got cut by the same guy since birth?
Well, no, until I left Hamilton, yeah.
Okay. So do you get cut by him now?
No.
You cut it yourself?
No.
So you cheated on him?
No, but I left the city that I was in.
Fine.
So he understood.
Okay, fine.
We had a mutual breakup.
I feel like if you have a mutual breakup, that's fine. You leave your barber. He doesn't see you for a while, and then he sees you on Instagram, and it's like, got a new cut. I'm like, how did he get that cut? Barbers are sensitive, by the way.
So you didn't go to the
Don't name the place.
No, you didn't go to your normal place.
No,
I was gonna say.
No. I haven't been there for a while.
Oh.
When your barber this is a problem, and
he watches this.
Every person needs to break up with their barber once.
Oh my!
Because at some point your barber gets too popular, it's kind of like shit. Like, you know, you're there day one, always get your appointments. And after a while, it's like, shit, I can't even get an appointment. Like, I don't book 3 weeks in advance. I'm like, nah, man, you're doing good. You don't need me. You don't need my money.
You know he's listening to this right now.
Oh, he's going to smoke me. He called me. I didn't call him back yet. I'm going to call you back, man. Why did you have to ask that question, man?
Thank God he doesn't know where I live, because otherwise he's knocking down this door.
I don't care.
Lucky enough the door is heavy enough.
He's too busy. He cutting all day. Barbers are slaves, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they got Mondays off.
Yeah. No, but that's when I want to get my hair cut.
Mondays.
So don't take Monday off. See, that's the biggest problem.
They take Mondays off?
Yeah. Don't take, or Tuesdays.
Oh, Tuesdays too?
Yeah.
Oh,
he famous. He famous.
Wow.
But yeah, man. Besides that, I don't.
Does he cut any other people's famous hair other than yours?
I'm not famous. Yeah, well, he probably does. Well, it's a problem. It's a problem. I don't expect much, but I expect you to, like, you know, have some free time. And if you don't have free time, then I'm gonna go somewhere else and get my hair cut. It may not look as good as yours, but you know, I gotta look good. I can't wait.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I'm happy you understand that. But yeah, everyone cheats on their barbers. Y'all are lying. You are lying. And I just want to see if you would admit to it. But you didn't. You're too cool.
We had a mutual break.
Whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Besides that, nothing else really happened. Besides, nah, never mind.
No. I don't even want to know where you're going.
You know, your old girl messaged you back and wants to go back into your life.
Nope.
You gotta be like,
Nope.
Hey, how have you been?
Nope.
What do you mean, how have I been?
Nope.
No, you don't want to get into that? Okay,
nope.
Fine.
Nope. I do not.
Damn, one day, man. One day. There's gonna be one day.
Yeah.
One day. There's gonna be
when it happens, I'll let you know.
One day there's gonna be the old girl, you know, from the bakery like 20 years ago. Because you old. 20 years ago. She's gonna come back into your life and be like, hey, how's it been? Knowing how it's been. And I want to know how you're gonna respond to that. You're gonna try to bring out the podcast, be like, no, because we had a chance to talk about it now, and you don't want to talk about it. So, you know,
it's not gonna
females
happen.
think they're so slick. Oh, I've been thinking about you.
So we're just gonna do it anyway.
No, whatever, man. We have to do it. But females are whatever. Females are. I will say that you're not slick. I know you haven't been thinking about me. I know that, you know, I didn't cross your mind. You know, you ran out of your options, and now you're coming back to the reliable guy.
So that's who you are.
No,
you're the reliable guy.
I'm washed. I ain't shit.
Reliable guy gets paid. Should be on your t-shirt.
I ain't shit. Anyhow, we're getting out of this next. Since you don't want to partake in my nonsense today, it's Monday. We got shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Important shit to talk about. And I feel like we should get into it because, you know, before you know it, they're going to get upset. Be like, oh, all these guys do is talk and ramble about stuff that don't matter. And they come here for the soccer/footy content.
Well, yeah, we're 25 minutes
and
in.
we do it best. I don't care. I gave them timestamps.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
They're good, man. They're good. Anyhow, Dan ain't got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say?
Nope.
You've got everything off your chest?
So far.
Such a quick turnaround.
I know. There wasn't really that much.
You too soon.
I know.
And you didn't do shit for the weekend?
Nope.
And I didn't do shit for the weekend? I'll change that next weekend. Just to give you like a little spicy story. But you better let me tell the whole story.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my birthday next weekend, by the way.
Is it really already?
Yeah.
Well, next weekend, right? So not this one coming up.
No, next one.
Okay, good. Good. What are you doing?
Low key.
Whatever.
Like this one coming up, not next one.
Shh. Is it? You have the same. Okay, whatever.
We'll
talk about this after. I thought it was whatever.
No,
we're talking about this after.
Okay,
we're talking about this after. I'm a terrible whatever. We're talking about this after. I thought it was the weekend after.
Nope.
Anyhow,
the weekend after is another event that you should be partaking in.
Yeah, never mind. We're not plugging that. And we're not plugging that. You thought you were slick. Yeah. We're not plugging that yet. We got a big shout out to the YouTube subscribers. We did shout them out.
No, we didn't.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Android users, keep doing what you're doing. Everyone on Quora, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're here. We're not going anywhere. You know what time it is. We're not leaving. This is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. We thank you. We appreciate you. Big shout out to you, independent men. Shout out to the independent women. Shout out to those enjoying the nice weather. Shout out to the females that come crawling back. Shout out to those that are listening to this podcast, Toronto Soccer Podcast. Clip Draw Gang, Fabs' Grizz Gang, Dan's TFC Live people. Shout out to everyone that's getting away on their travels. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Shout out to those that are visiting the city that may eventually stumble across this podcast. Shout out to Dan's neighbors or fellow elevator people that listen to the podcast. Shout out to everyone doing their thing on their grind. Creatives, creators, however you want to call yourselves now. Influencers, public figures. I don't really like y'all, some of y'all, but we're going to give you a shout out because you matter. Shout out to all the kids in summer school. Shout out to everyone that is working really hard and just started their week. Let it be known that Mondays are the best day of the week, and you should enjoy it and embrace it. Tuesday sucks, but on Tuesday you get to listen to us. So yeah, just listen to us. But with that being said,
makes Tuesday better.
With that being said, it's 25 minutes in. I'm ready. Dan's ready. Camera guy better be ready. It's getting a bit dark. We may have to turn on this light eventually, but we don't care. It's people on YouTube. If you even get to this, well, we'll be well lit. So with that being said, you ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 82 with your guy Tyrrell. Gold Cup, Copa America, FIFA Women's World Cup, TFC, transfer news. We're about to break it all down because it matters. Best soccer podcast in the world. Let's get to it now. Where are we going? Law and Order. Where are we going? I'm in the vibes.
Let's start with Copa.
Let's start with Copa because Copa matters. We know who.
Well, they all matter.
The Gold Cup don't matter.
You're right. Let's start with Copa.
Gold Cup don't matter. If you try to hit me with the Gold Cup, I'd be like, no, podcast over. Sorry. Podcast does get to resume because we're starting with Copa America. We go all the way down to Brazil. I didn't know Brazil hadn't won a major competition since 2007.
That's right.
And and it was in Brazil.
It was.
And look what happened.
In the Maracanã.
Look what happened 12 years later. Back to Brazil. It could be rigged. It could be not. But it don't really matter because the true winners, the best. You know what? The one thing that I'll say before I hype this up even more.
Go ahead.
Is that this is like the first time where like the best team.
Yeah.
Won every tournament. Like the best team going into the tournament.
Correct.
Won every tournament. I love it. I'm so for it. I hate when you little underdogs try and ruin the party with your knockout BS. I love when the best teams win.
And so for you, Brazil was the best team?
Going into the tournament, yes. On paper, yes. The U.S., yes. The U.S. women's, yes. Mexico, even though they didn't bring Lozano, Chicharito, or Vela.
Correct.
Slightly, yes.
Yeah.
So
for me, they were the favorites.
Okay, so I'm happy that all of them won. Great thing. I hate when the favorites get bounced on the quarters, and then I got to see some scrubs that didn't play really well, but just got it together. No, I don't like the fairy tale story. I want to see the best, and the best teams were there, and the best teams won. Love it. Brazil won. Did you enjoy the finals? Was it great? They won.
Yeah, I mean, I thought even the finals was just the same. It was a microcosm of the whole tournament. I didn't think the finals was great. Yeah, Peru played as well as they could have. They were sloppy on the second goal or the first one. I don't remember which one it was. But you know what? They played as well as they could have. And that result that they had in the group stage when they got bounced 5-0 was not really indicative of what this final was going to be.
Shot themselves repeatedly.
Yeah,
I'll always use that as a reference. Here.
No, and they were a better team than what they are. Look, they're a team that's on the rise, and I think they're going to be a force in the next Gold Cup, which is next year. Did you know that?
Oh, the next Copa America?
Copa America, sorry. I said Gold Cup, sorry.
Yeah.
The next Copa America is next year. From what I understand, the reason why they're doing that is that so it would be in the same years as all the Euros.
Okay.
So
whatever. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, I think they are an up and coming team. I think they're going to be a threat when it comes to World Cup qualifying. I think they're going to be in the conversation even in the next Copa America. Will they make it to the finals again? Probably not. But there'll be a team that's gonna be there for the considerable future. Looking at Brazil, this wasn't the powerhouse Brazil of the past that we've always seen.
But you want to know what? Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
There's only been one real super powerhouse team, and they ended up winning it. And every other Brazil team, well, I guess maybe in that span, 2006 was kind of top heavy, but just couldn't get it done. But like 2002 was like the real, and 98, I guess maybe 94. But like that run was good. But ever since then, I don't really consider, like, a lot of people just kind of with Argentina just go with it based off the name and the history. Right. But continue.
No, and I to your point, I thought they were the favorites coming in. They had their ups and downs throughout the tournament. They didn't always play at the highest of levels, but they got the job done, which at the end of the day is all that really matters. And they were deserving winners of the Copa America. Like I said, the Copa America in general wasn't the best competition. Refereeing was okay. VAR was kind of controversial. Quality of the pitches were poor. Did that lead to the poor play in itself? Maybe. But I just think that the seasons are just too long for these guys. And I think we're going to see that in the Euros next year.
Look, man. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with your whole Peru sentiment, because they were like this at the World Cup too. They're as good football as they do play, and as much as they are the team that you could like fall in love with and root for and support to hopefully knock down the underdogs, they just can't score.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say they have no striker.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Guerrero's on the wrong side of 30.
He's on the wrong side of 35.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if I fully agree with that. If they could get a goal scorer, then we could talk. But and I knew how they were gonna play. Just I don't want to say there's a decline in South America, but it's gonna be an interesting time, because when I look at the best teams, Brazil is the favorite on paper from top to bottom. I think they click every single position where they are the favorite. Argentina, we don't know about. Chile, we don't know about what's next for them. Uruguay, their star players, although they do have some good younger players from the back and in midfield. Up front, those two guys are old, and they maybe only have one more Copa America in them and possibly a World Cup. I don't think either of them should be there, but you never know what's going to happen. Colombia, maybe, but I don't even think they're that great. They're good. They're not great.
Right.
So like there could be a shift in balance or just a drop off in general in terms of overall talent, where Brazil now could look to run the course, right? The game in itself, it wasn't the greatest game. I thought it was pretty straightforward. Kind of the pattern that we've seen throughout the tournament: stop, start, very cagey, a lot of cynical fouls. The speed was electric back and forth. I think we got to give a big shout out to Chiche for, those games that they didn't play well. We saw David Neres play and it didn't work out for him. We saw Richarlison come and didn't work out for him. Brought on Everton Ribeiro, who was probably one of the standout players for them throughout the tournament. He really
he's rumored to want to go to AC, by the way.
Good for him. He looks like he really stood out in the tournament. Gabriel Jesus turned things around after a poor World Cup where he got a lot of shtick, and then bringing in Firmino, it kind of worked out. So
harshly sent off, by the way.
Oh, Gabriel Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And felt bad for him crying.
Yeah. I didn't feel bad for him crying.
But they kind of got it right, and it was a tournament where they weren't truly tested because, like I said, there's an issue in South America at the moment where a lot of teams are slowly approaching the end of a cycle or just not good.
Yeah.
When you really break it down, it's one or the other. Whereas Brazil, they have this core where we'll see what happens at right back, but they got to have someone better than Dani Alves. And the center back situation, Marquinhos and someone else could step in because Thiago Silva's towards the end. They got two of the best goalkeepers out there. The midfield should be fine. Up front, you see Jesus is young, Firmino still young.
Yep.
Everton Ribeiro. So there's a base there. There's a lot of political
Neymar, if he ever decides he wants to play.
That too. I'm going to get to him in a second. And then there's obviously a political issue there because, as you see, some of the players weren't shaking hands with.
Yes.
But
yes. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Because I don't. To be honest, I don't even know enough about it.
Oh, we're not here for that. So sorry, folks. You want to hear that? You go to another podcast. I don't know what else we're going to tell them. Let's lie.
No.
Pretend that we know all about.
No.
So it's what I expected, and unlike the World Cup, they did deliver, and as we expected them to do. So kudos to them. And the game never really looked like it was in doubt. The first goal, you look at it, poor mistake. They push out to, I forgot who was the extra man in the box, but two of them doubled up, and then
Firmino, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they pushed on to him, and then Ribeiro was free. Great
Yes.
work by Jesus.
Get that ball in.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the second goal, the mistake from, I think it was Yotun or
Yep.
the other.
Gave the ball away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great work by Firmino again.
Yes.
And then
But I thought that was a little bit poor defending. Just too much space.
Yes. And Jesus did well, stayed composed, something that we
Yeah.
haven't seen from him this season.
Yep.
Another big goal for him, big tournament for him. And Brazil, you know, if I felt that if
Should think the last one was a foul too.
uh
Personally, I didn't. I thought the tackle was unnecessary, but the keeper had it in his hands by the time he gave him that.
yeah,
Shoulder.
I think he gave it to him just because it was so blatant.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. I
Yeah.
didn't even feel bad. I was like, oh, well,
No.
good for you.
Yeah,
Like, there's no need for that.
Yeah.
But it was the icing on the cake. We got to give Chiche some credit because when they went down to 10 man, brought on Richarlison, held up the ball, and they never looked troubled.
no. I was about to say even when Peru did go up a man,
Yeah.
they didn't really generate any great chances.
Yeah.
So credit to Brazil because that's normally not a strength of a Brazilian team, but they dug in, and at the end of the day, they got the result that they deserved.
Yeah. So when I look at that, it poses a question because they go into the next tournament, and like I said, we don't know. Now it poses the question as to, and not from me per se, because I've told you where I stand. I feel like they are a functional team that is more than capable of winning that tournament without Neymar, but they're not a great team. I feel like with Neymar, they are a great team.
Yes.
Because they
Yes.
have someone who's able to draw attention, who's able to create, who's able to score goals, but we haven't seen him there enough. And as important as Neymar is, the second most important player in that squad to me is Casemiro. And
Yes.
or you can make the case. Like if you brought someone else up, I'd be like, okay. But I feel like he's right there in terms of significance. And they missed him in that Belgium game.
Alisson Becker?
Well, yes, as well. Alisson Becker, yes, but I feel like not to say that Ederson is close,
Yes.
so I can understand. But in my case for Casemiro, I felt like they missed him in that game against Belgium in the World Cup.
Oh yeah, when they yes.
And although they didn't have Neymar this time, they had him in midfield, and
Correct.
and obviously Artur there, who I think had a really good game.
I
The
thought he had a
final.
very good tournament.
Yeah. Well, yes, he did. He did.
Quiet.
Yeah, but he did his job. I nitpick on him a bit, but
No, I know.
But besides that, no, he had a really good game. And I feel like with Casemiro there, Artur there, gives them something different, nice balance. And they didn't really necessarily need Neymar to win this tournament. But now this is the case as to, do they need Neymar in general going forward? As in the next Copa America and the next World Cup. And I feel like they do.
Oh,
But I feel like there are going to be people who question that.
Oh no, I've already heard that they don't need Neymar this, Neymar that. Listen, Neymar is one of the best Brazilian players right now. You'd be crazy to think that they don't need him. And it's funny that your NBA team said the same thing with that player, who now is no longer on that team.
That's for a different story that we're not. That's where we're not.
No, but I'm saying like
the fan base, yeah.
You know, as ridiculous as when those fans said that you don't need Kevin Durant to play on that team. It's as ridiculous as people saying Brazil doesn't need Neymar. We're not talking about an average player. We're talking about a true world-class player in Neymar. He will make your team better.
That could grow up a bit, but yeah.
That could grow up. Yes, absolutely. But I'm saying in terms of talent, your team is exponentially better when he's in the lineup.
Ask PSG.
That's exactly.
Like I said, and that was the challenge that we made earlier this season. And the one game that came to mind was the game, I think it was against Liverpool in Paris, where you saw Neymar kind of take over. And when you see that Neymar, it's a difference.
Right.
It's a difference. He could truly take over a game.
And that's the Neymar that we need to see on a consistent basis. Not the Neymar that we've seen, the petulance, the play acting and all of that. We need to see the Neymar who can take over the game and truly be a leader. And I think that's the type of player he needs to show for his country, because we've seen it in flashes.
Yes. So I look at that as in a whole, and that's kind of the question now. Does he takes Everton Ribeiro's position? Does he take Coutinho's? But I feel like this was a nice tournament for them to win. Everything kind of went in their favor. What's around them makes them the clear favorite. They're at home, and they delivered. But I have to look at it going forward. I just think it's a bit crazy to suggest that they should move forward without Neymar. Is he a distraction? Perhaps. Can he play better? Yes, but he's a difference maker. And as long as he's in the right state of mind, then, and that's on the coach as well to ensure that he's in the right state of mind, because perhaps it kind of benefited Chiche that now without him, they had to play a certain way. Like they had to be they were going to be a bit more disciplined. They had to take their chances. It was more of a collective effort, I guess, than building around one man and giving him the freedom to do what he needs to do. So perhaps that also helped as well. But I also feel that if he's in that squad in this tournament and, doesn't do anything ridiculous, which he is capable of, then they win this tournament regardless. So
and I think that assessment is fair.
And Peru, hopefully we get to see more of them. I don't think it's going to happen. I do think that they can match this level, but like I said, you don't have any legitimate threat. I didn't think they were going to score bar if they didn't get the penalty.
Yep.
Which regardless, I'm not going to get into it, but I hate the new rule. I hate it.
Handball?
Yeah, I hate it.
I don't like it either. I don't understand it I just don't understand what a handball is anymore. But for me, that's a handball.
Okay, but I still hate it.
I agree, but that's a handball.
Okay, but I hate it.
Okay.
I'm going to hate it. I don't care.
That's fine.
But whatever. They ended up winning, so the better team won. The best team throughout the tournament did win, so I have no complaints. Okay. Third place game, that little guy got a red card.
I didn't watch it, so you can talk about it if you want.
There's not really much to talk about. He just has to stay quiet. I prefer Messi when he doesn't talk.
Okay.
And I understand that he has an issue and a gripe, but you're too good to be complaining about that. We kind of know your situation, and we know what you're surrounded with. And while those that don't really follow the game won't give you a pass, we give you a pass because you're playing with a bunch of bums, and they won.
Can I just tell you how much I hate third place games? That's why I refuse to watch them for this reason.
No, that's totally fine. I saw that it was a joke. I feel like because he talked, they're like, "Yo, we're gonna get this guy out of here.
Yep,
get him out." I gave him the two most ridiculous yellow cards I've ever seen.
It was a straight red.
Oh well, yes. But there's something that happened before. But whatever.
I don't know. Gary Medel decided I'm gonna headbutt him, and then they both get.
Yeah. So, it's funny, and but yeah, he just needs to shut up. Like I don't care. I don't care about your gripes. I don't care about the whole it was rigged. It was for Brazil. Like yeah, the officiating was terrible, and yeah, I could kind of see where you're coming from, but I don't need you to say it. Let us say it.
That's right.
Let us say it. So that was a sour note for him, and I don't think he went to go collect his.
No, he did not.
Yeah, no. He was very upset.
Yep.
Just retire
from international.
They don't deserve you.
Yep.
You don't need that.
Well, the next Copa America is in Argentina.
Oh, and when they lose, and he should okay. Well, I'll say this right now. He should definitely not show up to that tournament. Because those fans don't deserve him.
That's fair.
And build it around Dybala and whoever they think is good enough, and because you know how they feel about him. About Messi. You know how they feel about Messi.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, if I were him, don't show up. I know you love your country, but they don't deserve you. And you don't deserve that. So just call a spade, and let us see how good they are without you. And live your life, and win another Champions League.
or Copa del Rey or whatever.
Yeah, do whatever you got to do, man. But but it's funny that it's there next year.
Yeah, it is. I checked before.
Whatever, they came in third. Great, not the greatest tournament, but the best team wins, so I'm happy. Next, what's next? I feel like I'm gonna turn on this light. By the way,
could go.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on this light. Break into the next one.
Let's stay stateside. Let's go with U.S. Mexico.
Okay.
Why?
I'm joking. I don't care.
No, I feel like the women should get the last spot.
Okay.
Why? No, because I thought that was the most important out of all of them.
So wouldn't that be the first spot?
Well, you didn't want to start with them, so I knew that.
Okay, fine.
So we'll finish. We'll finish it.
So, Star, how do you feel
with that game? Yeah. I thought the U.S. had a very, very good first half. They went toe to toe with that Mexican team. I don't care if you want to call it Mexico B, but they definitely went toe to toe with them, and they had a number of opportunities in that first half. Josie Altidore comes to mind. I know you're gonna kill him once you come back, but Josie's gotta finish that early chance.
That was terrible.
Christian Pulisic had a great 45 minutes in that first half.
Yes.
But as time went on in that second half and Mexico changed gears, that goal was just a matter of time till it came in. There's two things that I noticed in that. This should be Michael Bradley's last game for the U.S. national team. I thought he was just off pace. I thought he was slow in that midfield, and he got bypassed a number of times, which is unlike him. But I just think the pace at that level is just a little bit beyond him. And second, I thought Raul had a very, very, very good game for that Mexican team. He set up
a nice. You just like him.
Yeah, he plays for Wolves. A very nice back heel to set up Dos Santos. Yeah. You know what? When I watched that replay, that Zach Steffen is a little bit late in reacting to that.
I don't think he expected it.
No, because
I wouldn't expect it.
I thought it was bar down, but I thought it was a lot further from him. It was awfully close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to say he could have done better, but looking at that replay, that goal doesn't cover himself in glory. But with that being said, the U.S. really did pull away in that second half, and
Mexico
really pulled away in that second half, and they rightly deserved that goal, and they rightly deserved to win on the night. To be honest,
look, man, you lying about Bradley. They exposed that. Like, they exposed him, and they exposed him the way that I thought they would, but they just took them a long time to really do it. With Pizarro and
But that's what I said. Bradley was slow.
Yeah, I know, but like,
I just said it nicely because if he listens to this, he's gonna smoke me.
Yeah, I don't care. Just send the email, man. Like, I'm tired. You need to hear this. He needs to hear this. Like, they did exactly what I expected them to do: overload the midfield. And I thought the States did it well. And at the start, they pressed well.
Yep.
When they dropped deeper, they ensured that they weren't, because Mexico. I'm still not a fan of this whole Tata regime and pushing Gallardo and Rodriguez forward. Like,
no.
It was pretty straightforward.
But there's, like we said at the beginning, there are some pieces missing to that puzzle.
Yes. Well, Carlos.
Yeah.
And Lozano.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are big pieces that are missed. But when I assess it, Josie got to score.
Yes.
Like, Josie has to score that.
Mm-hmm. I think that was the 7th or 8th minute, very early.
Changes everything.
Yeah, would have set the tone.
Score that. I think Pulisic did well. But when I assess Pulisic, anything that I saw here does not give me any indicator that he'll perform well at Chelsea. Is that fair?
No. Oh no. Yeah. This is
yes,
this is apples and bananas.
Okay.
We're talking about two widely different things.
Okay. That's all I want to say.
I just thought that this was a very good tournament for him in general, and to put his stamp back on the national team.
Yeah, well, I think it's also good for him in terms of confidence. I think he needs that before making that big move there, because he didn't really play much this season, right? So I think that's very integral for him. But when I look at that state squad, the Bradley McKennie thing, and I know McKennie had a positive tournament.
He captained the squad.
Yeah, whatever.
Which was surprising to me.
Yeah, that was. That Bradley and McKennie midfield got exposed as the game wore on and on and on. It's because the amount of space that they had to cover, and because the wide players are pushing forward, and then you have the two guys tucking in, and
if you watch the replay, McKennie lost his man.
Yeah, but that wasn't the first time.
No.
And Bradley and McKennie were giving the ball away in midfield. Like, they really, as the game wore on, just lost control of that game. And that was one big problem. I also think that their center backs aren't that great.
No.
And I know what they do. They move to a 3 and Ream stays deep. And, like, in terms of what they're trying to do, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also with Canada and with Mexico. Like, it's going to take some time.
Yes.
And I feel like eventually Greg is going to have to find the players that are best suited for the system.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think it's a bit early. I feel like by qualification time, he should have an idea of who he wants to run in that system. I think I like the attack.
Yes.
I like the attack, and I like how that's going to move forward, but I think the midfield and the back, I don't like the center backs.
Yeah, there's work to do there.
Yeah, I don't like the center backs.
It was
Miazga and Long.
And Long, yeah.
I don't like it. I don't think it's good enough at that level. And I
Correct.
think that if they were to play better teams, if they were to get to a World Cup, they would.
Oh, the two center backs would be exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So there is work to do. I do see the progression, and I like where it's going. And but yeah, they lost to a side that was better, and they had their chances to make a difference, but they didn't do that. And you got to give it to Martino, unfortunately. And it's funny because like a year ago, I'm like praising him.
Mm-hmm.
And with also him, you also have to look at it and see, well, how are they going to go forward, right? What are they going to try and do? Alvarez had a terrible game, by the way.
Yes, he did.
And that's brutal. And I also don't think their center backs are that great either.
Nope.
Every time the U.S. hit long posts, they were struggling. They looked at a pace.
Josie bodied.
Yeah. Destroyed.
Yes.
Salcedo and I forgot the other bum. But yeah, they have work to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the one thing that I could take from this Gold Cup is that not that it's necessarily open, but I feel like each team that looks to be competing for a spot in that hex has work to do.
Correct.
And they should feel like their goals are attainable, but now it's up to these new managers.
Yep. To mold the squad
and now it's the time where they have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. No one is really like cut cloth favorites. Yes, obviously Mexico and US are going to be there, but there's so much work for them to do to get to where they want to be.
Yep, the door's open.
That it will be interesting to see how they do that. And like I said, I didn't really see much of the Costa Ricas, the Panamas, the Honduras. I just know they're always there.
They will be there by the time World Cup qualifying comes around.
To be the difficult, frustrating sides that they are, that are going to work hard for 90 minutes and look to get results and be very cagey and direct. And I expect that from them. But when I look at these three major countries, I feel like...
And that's even more so when you go away, when you go there. Yeah.
It's in those difficult environments.
Yes.
It's up to those three new managers because the talent is there for them to kind of work with. Although I feel like the talent that Canada has is to a lesser degree than Mexico and U.S.
Well, of course, but
withstanding.
But with Herdman has that opportunity.
Yes. Which you have to look at it and be like, okay, well, at least I have this opportunity.
Correct.
You know? So
Correct.
I think that is huge. So when I look at that as a whole, I mean, it's up there. It's up there. And that Gold Cup final kind of really showed that because I was just praying it didn't go to extra time.
Oh, me too.
There was no way I was staying up for the 30
No,
minutes. No, I would have called it in. We would have came here and just BS the extra time and hope it went to PKs so we could talk about the PKs.
Yes.
Because I didn't really give a damn. And yeah, there's not much really else I could say. There's work to do for the U.S. and Pulisic. I like Morris. I like Ariola. We'll see what's left of Josie. The Bradley McKennie thing, not really for me. We'll see how McKennie develops. I do feel like you're right. Bradley's time is up, both for national and club at his respective club. We'll get to that a bit later. And the back line, it needs to really shape itself. And then for Mexico, yes, they didn't bring key players. There were some players there that really didn't hit the ground running. I see what they're trying to do. Now, when they implement those players, Carlos and the rest, see how they fit into this style and how they go from there. Because they didn't bring Tata in to get knocked out in the round of 16 of the next World Cup like they always do.
Nope.
It's to go one step further.
It absolutely is.
So pressure's on him.
Yes. But I think these are all building blocks until that moment.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, do we see Mexico struggling in qualification out of CONCACAF? No. But everything builds to that next World Cup.
That inevitable round of 16 crash and burn.
Exactly.
No, he is hired to get them over that hump.
Yep.
And he got to prove me wrong because I don't think he can do that. But we'll see if he proves me wrong.
Okay.
And then the U.S. There's work to do. I know there are a lot of there's a few positives they could take from it, and the 1-0 loss isn't that bad, but I still feel like they're not where they want to be.
No, they're far from it.
And I don't think they will get there unless some players really develop over the next few years, which is possible.
Yep. And some other players need to step aside.
Yes. And they really have to find that foundation, but I think they're in good hands, so we'll see how that goes. Anything else that we need to really wrap up about the Gold Cup? Anything that really mattered? Anything about that final that we forgot?
Nope.
No. So then we get to the other Americans.
Yes, the better version.
Yeah. Again, I love it. I love when the team that destroyed Thailand 13-0.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, they are better than everyone.
And they were.
By a considerable distance, went out there and handled their business, and it was effortless. And boy, like, I don't really need to really break down this game tactically because the States did what they do. The center back still made mistakes, but they got by.
I thought the back line was quite strong for the Americans.
Yeah, they were fine, but they did make some mistakes.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm going to nitpick the mistakes just because I got to find something to kill them for.
That's fine.
The midfield was great.
As it usually is.
As I expected. I didn't know Horan was like MVP or whatever of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
She haven't cracked the squad.
I know.
Oh, man. Sorry. Love the midfield. Love them as the tournament progressed game by game.
Your girl scored too.
Solid. Yes, great goal.
Yeah, and she's only 24 years old.
Super goal. Yeah, they got a squad.
They have a very good squad.
And they still got women that can play off the bench.
Yes.
They got a squad.
Yep.
They try to bully Alex. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was only a matter of time.
Yes.
And
shout out to that keeper though.
Yes.
She made some incredible saves to keep the Dutch in it.
And they all came from the way the States play, and it sounds bad to really make this so simplistic because the thing about them is that they do the simple things really well and efficiently.
Yes.
And it's just diagonals out to the wide areas, get quality crosses into the box, get runners in at the far post, find Morgan or runners breaking into the box to connect to those crosses.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of their play. It wasn't really through the middle. There weren't really any like intricate passing in tight spaces.
Nope.
It was get the ball out into wide areas. If you can, overload the wide areas, get crosses into the box. The deliveries from those wide areas were very good. Runners got onto the crosses. And that was, in a simplistic breakdown, that's kind of how they went about their business throughout the tournament.
Yep.
And because they did it so efficiently and they were so well drilled, there was nothing you could really do about it.
Nope.
And it also helped that without the ball, they were excellent.
Their movement off the ball is second to none.
So that's kind of my thing. I'm watching the game and it's like I feel like I've watched this like 5 times already or 6 times.
And you have.
They're just better than everyone else.
Yep.
They're just distinctly better than everyone else. And I love it. Like I said, love it when the best team wins.
Let me ask you, because this is what everybody is asking now. 2 questions. Well, first we'll touch on this, and then I'm going to ask you the one thing that I want your reaction to. Do you see the gap closing on the Americans come the next World Cup by some of those other European powerhouses on the male side of things? Because I can tell you that the viewership in the UK, the viewership in the Netherlands, the viewership in Germany, in Sweden, in Italy, for those World Cup games, the numbers were very, very good. But does it translate to success in the next World Cup? Or is it just not enough time?
Or the Olympics?
Well, the Olympics is in 1 year. I don't think you're going to close the gap in 1 year. So let's say by the next World Cup, do we see some of those powerhouses in the men's game now close the gap on the women?
I mean, they did beat all the European schools. They faced all European squads, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And they
Yeah.
beat them all.
Yeah. No, they were good games. They didn't.
They were
you
good.
know,
Yeah.
like they were tight.
Yeah. I don't think it's that far-fetched to suggest that they can. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those situations where it's in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's legitimately in their hands. And I think they can, but, like, it's a tough question to ask. Like, will they? I don't know. Like, it's one of those, like, I really don't know. I don't know how they're going to approach it. I don't know how those countries are taking those defeats. I feel like if you really look at it and the way, and you could call it arrogance or whatnot, but the way the Americans conducted themselves, I don't think that really sat kindly. I know if I was any of those teams that they lost to, I don't think that would sit kindly with me.
No,
The Morgan celebration,
yes.
The way that they really just went about their business. Like,
Yep.
If I'm,
you know what? Sorry, I don't like those celebrations either. But you know what? Walk the walk, talk the talk.
no. Like I'm not killing them for it, or I don't think that they did any wrong.
No.
But I'm just saying if I'm the opposing teams, like if I'm Phil Neville, I'm looking at that. I was like, no, we got to come back and get this right.
And that's my thing. You know, I know that West Ham have a women's team, Chelsea have a women's team, Arsenal, Man City. You know, so they are investing money into the women's game, which is good to see. I hope that with time the gap does close on the Americans. The problem is that I could see the Americans increasing the gap.
Yeah, and they're going to want to.
Yeah.
So it's really tough to tell. They will fall off their perch. I just don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if these group of players are going to, and that's my thing. So I can't give you a definitive answer. I feel like the games were really close. I do feel like some of those squads, like I feel like France could be close.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Spain have something.
Yes.
The Sweden and the Hollands, I don't think so. Holland perhaps, but they have a goal scorer, so I think.
Yes.
But like they just really struggled to score goals in those final two games. You know, or like create chances.
Yep.
You know, and the same thing with Sweden. Like it was really much about defensive organization and structure, but at the end of the day, you need some quality up front. You need to be able to string things together. And that was my thing with them, where I feel like France had that. And I felt like Spain could have that. And I feel like England does have that. I just feel like Neville tweaked with it a bit, and it didn't really go to hit. It didn't go in his favor. So I feel like it's there. I feel like there are teams that could give them a run, but it's about obviously getting over the hump, right?
Yep.
And they have players who have done it and have been there, the experience. And there's, as a collective, it's just a different level. So it's a challenge to them now because everyone's going to be, again, going at their throat. And if they're able to maintain that level, because it's easier said than done to continue to maintain that level of excellence. So 4 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just how are they going to do it? And that's going to be the interesting thing. And I don't know. I feel like this was a great example of how the game is going. And I feel like it caught a lot of eyes. And I feel like it's also good when the States win.
Yes.
Because it puts
puts
eyes.
So that's my next question.
What's the next question?
The next question is because of your girl.
You can ask it whenever you want.
I feel like I have to wait for the music to stop, no?
Cut it off.
Oh,
What
okay.
are you going to ask?
Equal pay between men and women. That's the hot debate. How do you feel?
Can I pass?
Nope. Because it's your girl who's making all the
Young raps?
yeah.
Or old raps?
Yeah.
What does she want?
She wants equal pay between the men and the women.
She's going to be killed for answering this question.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you my piece.
What's your piece?
My
I just think it's a lot. That's a lot of money.
yeah.
It's a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
And marketing and endorsements, I don't know. There's a lot of factors that come into play. But
So here's where I stand on this.
You take it away.
Yeah. I feel that she has a legitimate foot to stand on. Take away, the advertising and all the other things that you just mentioned. If you look at this at an equal level, and that's what they want. They want to be paid as equally as the U.S. men, because they're not saying that they want to be paid as equal as the French team, or they want to be paid as equal as the men team, and they have a legitimate foot to stand on. They are way more successful in what they do. They're the more successful team. They are the team that brings in more revenue on a yearly basis.
But hold on, before I cut you off. Was she speaking about like the women's game in general, or just their team?
I believe it's I believe it's the U.S.
Is it just a U.S. thing?
Yeah, because they're suing the federation.
Okay. I thought you meant like in general.
No.
The French and the Spanish.
No.
Okay.
She is speaking on behalf of her. From what I understood, she's speaking on behalf of her own federation.
Okay.
She wants that the U.S. men and women get paid equally. And that's her gripe.
Oh, she'd be nice. Women should get paid more. They're winning things.
That's what I'm saying. Right? So,
bum Josie Altidore can't hit a 1v1 7 yards out.
If
Alex scoring.
Alex, there you go.
Scoring.
Yeah.
Lavelle is scoring.
Yeah. So you know what? All the power to her, because
Ertz or Bradley? No answer. Continue. You're gonna smoke you.
Ertz. She's definitely not pulling out of any tackles. No, so you know what? It's the hot button. It's the hot topic, especially what was going on between her and her president. So all the power to her, and I hope that they do get some form of compensation, because they are a fantastic team. And they are the favorites to win.
And they are world champions.
2-time.
Yeah.
The back-to-back, sorry.
Yeah.
They won half of the World Cups that have been played. 4 out of the 8.
They got 4 stars, right?
Yep.
Hey, look at them.
They're like my national
How
team.
many the men got?
0.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No. I thought you were talking about the game in general.
No.
You got to relax, Raps.
No.
Hey, you my girl.
From what I've read, it's that she wants the men and the women's national teams of the U.S. to be paid equally, and I truly believe she has a leg to stand on, and I hope at the end of the day she does win that fight.
Yeah, and if the men got something to say about it to Raps, which they can't because she a winner, you just win. Like you had a game plan, and you choked.
Yep.
You didn't deliver,
But they didn't.
but they won.
Yeah.
So yeah, Raps, get her bag. Let them know. Tell Josie to start hitting those sitters. Tell Pulisic to step up. Tell Michael and McKennie to get it together. Oh no, man, I'm just talking shit. But no, I agree with her. Yeah, if it's just the States, yeah, you're winning. You're champions. You're delivering on the big stage. Yeah, you got a little gripe. Stand on your ledge. I'm with her. Yeah,
there you go.
If the men are getting, if those bums are getting paid
More,
then yeah, give them the bag, man. That's all. Yeah. So yeah, that answers the question for me. Yeah, I'm with her.
Good.
Team Raps to the death.
I know.
Not these other, not McKen's.
No,
he could be good. So I'm not gonna kill him. But yeah, man, I'm with them.
Good.
With them.
What's next?
Oh, we are going to your guys. We ain't ended with them, but we're going to them. We gotta go. Oh man, wonderful night in LA. The sun was beaming. TFC were trying to get another dub on the road. Gold Cup missing a few players, but the young kids were showing some promise. But there was one Swede, the big Swede, the Swede for the occasion, and he made TFC's defenders pay for their mistakes. Greg was lost, even Zlatan was lost. But you know who wasn't lost? Us, because we knew what was going to happen. We knew. You knew. I knew. Yeah. Why is this happening?
Why is what happening?
Like I don't know. Like I don't think they should have lost that game.
No.
But they didn't play that great either.
No.
And to me, I was like, oh man.
But by the way, I don't know who you were talking about, because there was an imposter on that field that night.
It was Lats? Oh, a bar, remember?
Yeah. So it was a big night for the new Swede. He looked like another guy that plays on that LA Galaxy team.
No comment. Yeah, you see that little header?
Yeah, that Kitman has one job, Spell his last name right.
Yeah, I caught that. I was laughing. I was like, oh, damn.
Get that right. But all joking aside,
Azario was there.
I thought he actually had a very good game.
Yeah, him and Greg had a moment when
Yeah.
he came off. Jordan got another chance to play.
Yeah.
Look, man.
But you know what? I think him and Pozuelo in that position. Jordan Jonathan was playing the number 8 role, I believe. I think that could be his role for the future. And he played that role for Canada as well against Haiti, and he had a very good game there as well. So there are positives with him playing in that position, and I didn't think I thought they played all right, TFC. But again, look, that cross comes in and Zavaleta, you lose Zlatan in the box for that header. Not even his header wasn't even challenged. Grant, it was a beautiful goal. I'm not taking anything away from him.
You can if you want.
No, he scored many in his career, so he deserves all the accolades. But he goes unchallenged for that header. And it's not that Zlatan is the quickest man in the world, but he just ghosted past Zavaleta. That's just inexcusable for that level of defending. And this is not the first time that Zavaleta loses a man. It's not the first time that Zavaleta gets burned one-on-one. I don't know what more you can say.
Look, they all those defenders need to get smoked for it. So I can't even kill him. But he doesn't obviously contribute to any of the strengths or the high points that we could mention about TFC this season.
And the thing is, like, I don't mind, and this is not just this game in general, but it just in general, if you are attempting to put in a challenge and Zlatan jumps higher than you, at least he's challenged and he scores that goal. I said, you know what? He outjumped you. Fine, so be it. But he goes unchallenged for both of his goals, by the way.
The second one he was able to just waltz it.
Yeah.
And look, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
go ahead.
Like
Shuffleberg had a good game as well, by the way.
Yeah, and he's young, so he's gonna eventually learn that when to cross and who to cross to. Even though most of for his age, like some of the times he gets it. But the problem is, this is the biggest problem, and we know the biggest problem with this squad. They have no one in the box.
Yep.
Josie's not there. They have no one in the box. No one, and it's an issue. And at some point, like, you got to look at who you have there. And if you got Jordan on the bench, and like at some point, Greg got to really be like, look, this is not working. Like, what's the point of even just having them?
That's what I mean.
What's the point? Akinola, what's the point of having these kids? They're not good enough. And clearly it's come to the point where...
Boyd as well?
Yeah, it's come to the point where you are fighting, I guess, for your job. Because that's the rumor, right?
Yeah.
And
you're talking about Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Greg is fighting for... Well, they're fighting for their careers.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't getting it cut here, then where else you need it cut?
Well, we all know where they can cut it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're not.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you ain't going there. You can give you that east side smoke.
Yeah.
I know where Jordan from.
Yeah.
But when you really look at it, if Greg in his time of need has no striker and he can't trust you and Pazzi has to play there, then you and management have to look at it and be like, look, are we really gonna ride and die our season on Josie? And I know the thing about it is that I know how important Josie has been in the clutch, in those big moments in the past, but it's also been helped by having other players there to step up when he hasn't been there throughout the season.
Are you speaking about a little Italian?
Well, other players too, but yes, that little Italian does help. And I've always said that I stand with them on the decision that they made in terms of not giving him the money that he wanted.
Correct. The decision was right.
Yeah. But at the same time, if this was the alternative,
right,
then it's like, shit, you should have just gave him the money and gambled.
Yeah.
You should have gave him the money and gambled.
Yeah.
I understand they want to give Jordan a chance. Jordan has got his chance now.
Yes.
You
But
know?
here,
I think Endo coming in has helped a bit.
Right.
It's been great.
But here's the problem, and I think it really validates your point in this league, because this league is very is very unique, unlike the other leagues that we speak about. You know, if this was, I don't know, if this was Benzema not producing at Real Madrid, you know, you would get rid of him. Yeah. Gone. Okay? He wasn't producing, gone. But unfortunately, in this league, you have a salary cap, which makes all those decisions that much more detrimental when they don't work out. And Boyd is the perfect example of that. Even if you get rid of him, you're going to have to eat some of his contract. It goes against the salary cap. That's a hit against the salary cap. You only have so much room to maneuver. So when you bring in players like Jordan, like Boyd, and they don't work out, you know, you are really, really putting yourself in a corner. And you know, Josie's been injured. Josie's been away for the national team. Michael has been away. Look, at the end of the day, who is there to score those goals? Because that's really been the problem. The defending hasn't been great either, but they haven't scored.
Yeah. So that's where it goes. Those guys are like the girlfriends you can't get rid of, and you're just there. They're stuck.
Yeah.
They're just there for the ride.
Yeah.
But at some point, and you said it was gonna be July.
Yeah.
So I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. I want to know what.
Well, the window opens in, I believe, 2 weeks.
So I want to know what the plan is, and they have to be very efficient, and they have to really. I think from what they've seen this season, we don't have to go through it again because we know what they need.
Yep.
I feel like they should have an idea of what they need, and they should really just go after it.
Yep.
And they kind of have to. Like, they're lucky that conference is trash.
Oh, absolutely. And otherwise, they would have been miles out of that playoff hunt.
Yeah. So, and now it puts more pressure on those guys coming back, more so Josie, because they gave you the bag.
Yep.
You know, I don't care if you won the city a title.
No,
it don't matter to me anymore. That's history. That's good. You'll always be in the hearts and the memories of all of TFC Live and everyone that sits in those sections, 100s and whatever, every single week. But now you are the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
you've got the keys.
And you've been hurt, and you're at the Gold Cup. You know what's going on over there. You say you love this city, and
and he's watching.
Yeah, and you're watching. So now it's a challenge to you, because now it's up to you to score 15 to 20 goals.
Yeah.
From now. Like, if to hit targets. Right?
So you're saying that if he finishes with 15 to 20 goals in the whole season, or 15 to 20 goals once he's come back?
Once he's come back.
Okay. I just didn't understand what you were...
Yeah, roughly they're going to need that to get to whatever they're expecting to be.
Correct.
The problem here now is that, and this was always going to be the challenge, is that after achieving what they've achieved, you yourself and anyone who goes to those games on a week-to-week basis ain't trying to go back to what you were before.
Nope.
You know, so now the precedent has been set. You know what you have to be. That's a year in, year out playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
And now it puts pressure on Greg. It puts pressure on the younger players who maybe 10 years ago or maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago would have got away with these performances. Mm-hmm. But now there's a level that you have to sustain because of that little star that you have above your crest.
Yep.
And the ownership seems like they want to achieve that, which is why the pressure's on Greg.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a tough decision that they had to make based off the demands that a player that they truly appreciated demanded.
Correct.
And they have to live with that, and they could be regretting it, they could not be, but they now have to move forward, and they have to fix those pieces, which is the center backs, the midfield's all right, and they need some goal scorers.
The only thing that has been positive in this Gold Cup run is the play of Liam Fraser, who has been very, 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 very good in Michael's absence, and I think he's really shown that he could be one for the future.
Oh, that should be a spot now.
Yeah.
Can they put Michael a bit forward?
Yeah,
at this point in his career.
Yes.
He could score goals, but he's just always playing so deep.
That could be an option. Yeah, they might toy with that idea. If I was Vanny, that would be one of the things that I would think about.
Have him and Jonathan play a bit higher, and have Liam just in behind.
Yeah.
Like he has been good. I like him. I think Schaffelsberg has been great.
Yes.
As well, and gives them something different, like I've said.
Yep.
Pazzi has played a bit better, but just has no one to really create to. Boy, he must be frustrated.
Yeah.
And
also it'll be okay in that number 8 role.
Yeah, and Westberg hasn't been bad either.
No,
I can't blame most of the goals that they've conceded. They're not his fault.
No.
You know, and I like to kill little goalkeepers. Well, you like to.
Yeah.
But
no, I don't think any of those goals that he's conceded.
So like there's a base, you know, it's not all like end of the world.
No, absolutely not. But it's what we've said. It's those secondary pieces that are just not good enough.
Yeah, and it's come to a point where I can't even kill Greg. Like this was the year I was supposed to kill him, and I can't really kill him that much.
No,
because like you're kind of limited.
Yep.
And you don't got no goal scorers. If there's anything that you need to win a title is
some goals,
a quality defense, some goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty simplistic in this league, at least.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and if your defense is that good, you at least need goals to outweigh that.
Yep.
In some games, you know, and they don't have any.
Nope.
They don't have any, and you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win, or you're not even gonna attempt to compete if you don't got any goals coming in, and especially with that leaky defense, which has been leaky for a while. We can't pretend like when they were winning championships that the defense wasn't still a big issue.
Yep.
But it was the crack. Like there was a paper over the crack because they had Jovinko and they had Altidore and they had Vasquez and they had Azario who's able to run free.
Yep.
And do what he wanted to do. So now it's kind of all coming to light, and now we have to see how they are going to handle that going forward. It's going to be interesting, especially in these summer months that I've been waiting for, because you said that they got a plan, and I've been waiting for this plan. If they don't have a plan by the end of the season, I'm going to kill them. And not Vanny, essentially. I'm going to kill the board.
As you should.
Or whoever's running the show. And that may kill some of the players, too, that need to go. And they know who they are.
Yeah.
And I don't really tell them. I see them on Instagram. And that's another thing, man. But they ain't getting my time today. But I'm going to kill them at the end of the season, too.
As you should.
I'm documenting all their Instagram activity, all their little social media stuff.
Hype.
Where they're going. Like, nah, sit at home. Like, you're a professional soccer player. I don't want to see you get your drip off. Like, go work on your game.
Yeah.
You know, that's what come on, man. But whatever. I think that's it for that. All the tournaments, all the breakdown. But it is July, which means that there is some news that we have to break down. And I don't know where to start. A lot of people are going to China.
Yeah.
Rafa went to China last week.
Yep.
Marko Arnautovic is going to China.
Yes.
He's a loser, by the way. I just want to make that clear.
Did you see West Ham's post?
No, what did they say?
Let me pull it up.
He's a loser.
It was quite hilarious.
And I hate players like him who like, what do you like? I understand, like, you're going there to get the bag and provide for your family, but like,
what family?
He doesn't have a family. I don't know. But like, come on, man. And Stefan El Shaarawy's going there too.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. His career's kind of been a bust anyways.
Yeah.
So I can understand why he's going. But Marco could still play for a mid-table Premier League squad if he wants to.
Yeah.
So what's his deal? So now West Ham, they're going to be looking for some strikers.
All they said was 3 words. Marko Arnautovic, the parts. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, the picture of him.
Yeah, good.
Not we want to thank you, nothing.
No, there's nothing to thank. Like, he's been trying to push that move for so long. Loser.
Yeah.
And has not lived up to whatever he was supposed to be, and actually turned out to be a decent Premier League player. And now, whatever. Go to China. Go to China. The rumor about Mourinho going was apparently false.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. That was what I was talking about, the thread. Apparently it's false, and they weren't trying to make him the highest paid manager ever.
Oh, okay.
But boy, if they gave him that bag, I would be like, yeah, let me go.
Why not?
Yeah, take that little bag, Jose. You'd be not wise to not take it.
Yeah.
Tadic re-signed with Ajax.
Yeah, saw that.
Alvaro Morata to Atletico.
Permanent?
Yeah. Look, man, that squad. We kind of touched on it last week.
Are you assuming Grizz is there or not?
No, I'm not. We're going to get to those two losers in a second.
We have to talk about him again?
Grizz?
Yeah.
No, but I just wonder. I don't.
Like,
why did Atletico pay that much for Alvaro?
Oh, I don't know.
That was my thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all these signings. I don't know how I feel about them paying that much for Joao Felix, who, I don't know if I said it last week, but I don't think he's gonna cut it
No, you said that last week.
Yeah.
But
It's a Simeone thing.
yeah, the problem with what I found is that all of these transfer figures, they are to the point where they are totally inflated. And it all started with that Neymar transfer.
But this is ridiculous.
I know, but that's the problem. Is now those fees are what they are, and you cannot go backwards. They are what they are, and yeah. So when we talk about those figures, I just laugh. Yeah.
Look, man, all that money for Joao for a 7-year deal, like, it just reminds me of all Thomas Lamar, Gelson Martins, all these players that come in and just don't cut it. And I feel like this could be the same thing. But, I don't know where they're going. I think that Simeone his stay is long overdue.
Yes.
Like, I feel like
should go fix Argentina.
I think this could be it. But I hope that he proves me wrong. But I don't know how he's going to be able to do that.
Listen, Diego, if you're listening to this.
But he's another problem too. Oh, Diego Costa or Simeone?
Simeone.
Okay.
I heard a crazy rumor about Diego Costa. I'll tell you that.
Wolves?
Yeah.
You get Raul out of there.
No, they're playing together.
Oh, yeah. Get Jota. I don't know what they're going to do. That'd be crazy, by the way.
The bad boys.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope that happens.
Him and Raul up front?
I hope that happens. Then he destroys Chelsea.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. I'm all for that. Just smokes them.
Yeah, what's next on your transfer?
Yeah, I got the transfer news. We got to make a little song on the soundboard for it.
Yeah.
Tielemans to Leicester. They finalized that.
Oh.
I think that's big. I think he's a good midfielder.
Yes.
And I think that to add that quality to that squad, I think they're going to be very good this season.
I didn't want to say it, but that was going to be one of my, when we get to it.
They're not a sleeper. They're going to be better than the Wolves last year.
Yeah, no, I was going to say they could fight. They could fight for a Europa League place.
I think Brendan Rodgers is Premier League proven, and he knows the league well. And I think they have quality players in there. And I'm just and young players as well in Madison
and Vardy knows how to score.
Yeah,
so
get another year out of him.
Yep.
So I really like that move, but I think that he played very well in the second half of the season. I think he's a good midfielder, and I think in that system, he could really be one of the top midfielders in the league this season. So I know those are bold words to say, obviously, but I think.
But I don't think it's. I think it's fair to with the squad that Leicester's putting together to have them in fighting for the top 6, 7.
And they picked up Enzo Perez.
Correct.
That it wasn't official last week.
Yes.
But like now we can kind of say that it is official.
Another guy who knows how to score.
Yeah. So I'm for that.
Yeah.
Ander Herrera went to PSG.
Yes.
Whatever. Is there anything to say? I don't like how they're just like building the squad around average midfielders.
You know what I think about that.
And if Neymar leaves, then yeah, I think that's it. Robben retires.
Yeah, give him a clap.
I don't have a clap.
Okay.
We don't clap for people anymore. No.
Okay.
Next week I'm gonna put the clap on.
Okay.
We've said this before. We've given him our appreciation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't want to go that again, but long story short, if there were no Messi and no Ronaldo and he kind of stayed fit, we'd be talking about him in a different light.
Absolutely.
And that's all I can really say about him. Great moments.
Some great goals with that left foot of his.
Some great goals. One of the most predictable moves besides Messi's left foot.
Yeah.
And
James Harden step back.
Yeah, and just always kind of just gets it.
Yeah.
So
good. You know what? But for me, that shows how good he truly is.
Yeah,
that was like the Michael Jordan fade away and all. You knew it was coming.
Well, you can't do nothing about it.
Exactly. So kudos to him.
Tadic resigns to Ajax.
Said that.
I don't know if that really matters. I already said that already.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get into the big stuff. Now we get into the real news. Icardi and Nainggolan are no longer part of Inter's plans to possibly challenge Juve for the Scudetto next season.
Good.
Look, man. I understand both, by the way.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you surprised?
No, but I understand both.
Okay.
The Nainggolan thing the reason why the Nainggolan thing is weird is is that a Conte decision?
Yes.
Really? Because I felt that Conte's been trying to get Nainggolan for years.
Yeah, no. That's a Conte decision.
And now he finally gets him.
Yeah, because he's now got him at the wrong time.
Yes.
Which is good. The Icardi one,
you don't feel right about it?
Well, the only thing that the only Icardi can go in the same bracket as we've put those other Pogba's and the Griezmann's, where he should just keep his mouth shut and just do his thing. But at the end of the day, the guy scores his goals.
Yeah.
You know, he scored. I don't know how many goals he scored this year. It's
But the years
20. He scored 20 this year, close to it.
I haven't checked.
You know, but the guy the guy produces. You know, say what you want about him. But he will score you goals. So I'm surprised that they're willing to just let that amount of goals go.
But they're really pushing for the Lukaku move, aren't they?
Sure, but I
Conte's been big on Lukaku and has always wanted him.
Yes,
even at Chelsea.
And they've also talked about Dzeko as well.
Yeah.
Which are fine. The problem is that why not wait to have one of those before
you make that?
Because what if both go south? What if you get rid of Icardi? And I've heard a lot of different places where he wants to go.
Which are?
So I've heard Napoli are interested.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Juve are interested, and I've heard Roma are interested. Roma, I've heard that they're offering Dzeko plus 20 million for him. Napoli is just a straight up, and Juve is, I think, Higuain. Or actually, I heard at one point a straight swap with Dybala.
Yeah, we've been hearing that. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
The Icardi thing is a bit interesting because I said that I wanted him and Conte to work, but I can understand if they're trying to push for Lukaku and obviously trying to push Icardi out. I do think it's one of those situations where perhaps Icardi, I still think he has a chance to stay. I do think Nainggolan will go. And I don't think that they do need him.
He's another one who's going to China, by the way. Or that's the rumor, yeah.
Okay, well, then that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But like many other clubs, I really hope that they do invest more into the squad. And I want to see how they're going to do that. I'm really interested. I with these tournaments, the transfer window kind of feels like it's shortened.
Yes.
And I don't like that. But I'm interested to see how they're going to go about it and what Conte envisions the squad to be like, because the champs have kind of gone about their business real quick with all these little free transfers.
Yes.
And then I did hear about Mandzukic leaving.
Not official yet. But yes, he's not in Sarri's plans.
But back to Inter, like, yeah, the Icardi thing does seem a bit strange unless they're going to get Lukaku or unless Conte feels he could build around Lautaro. But I don't see him wanting to do that based off his experience at Chelsea.
Correct.
I do feel like he wants a player that could offers that physical presence, that can move. I can see why he wants Lukaku, to be honest.
Oh, I can understand that too. But my point was that if you get him,
then that's when you move Icardi.
Right.
Then the pedigree's there for Icardi. I always challenge Icardi to do a bit more without the ball, and I don't know if that's maybe a Conte thing as to why he may want him to go, but I'm interested to see how that develops, because I do think that they should keep him. But, you know, if they want to just start fresh and get rid of everything that happened last season, then that's understandable to me.
Correct.
So it's a bit of a bind, you know?
What's
then Juve quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we go.
Yeah, what the hell are they doing with Dybala?
Because
he kind of feels like the odd man out now.
Yeah, my guess is that he stays 1 year. I think Sarri keeps him for 1 year.
Okay, well then we'll leave that there.
Yeah,
I thought
that's what I think.
Okay,
but I haven't heard anything to concrete to say that.
And the Delit thing, so it looks like it's gonna happen, right?
It's apparently they've agreed to personal terms. Now it's just between Juve and Ajax.
So how much money is this gonna cost?
Probably Ajax 180.
Okay.
Juve are offering 65.
Okay. I just want to know.
So
Juve, the big European spenders now.
Well, listen. For me, they've done it right. They're gonna start to fix that back line, which is what we said to them all last year that they needed to fix. And for me, and it's not biased or anything, but if you're De Ligt and you have the opportunity to come to a team that has two of the best center backs in the last 5 to 10 years with Chiellini and Bonucci, why not? why not come here and take that opportunity to learn and to grow?
Where next? Nothing really happened in Germany. Nothing really. Like, Bayern have been pretty quiet. I know they unveiled Lucas Hernandez. The whole Sane thing has kind of quieted down a bit. Haven't heard anything about that. I do want to touch on a few other teams though, and there's three other things I want to really touch on. Number one, these bums aren't showing up to preseason.
Yeah.
Barcelona got to be the most hated team by the start of the season if they get Griezmann and Neymar.
Oh yeah.
And Dembele went to training a week early apparently to kind of fight for that spot, because it looks like they're going to offload Coutinho and Dembele, the two guys they've spent big money on.
Yeah.
And then, which makes sense to get better players.
Yep.
Neymar and Griezmann. So I want to get into Griezmann first, because that was a big issue. That's a big issue because I don't think Atletico are happy with it. They're fining Griezmann for not showing up. And what else happened? They made a statement. Atletico Madrid learned that Barcelona and Griezmann had reached an agreement last March in the days before the return of our Champions League tie with Juventus, having been negotiating the terms of this agreement since mid-February. It's true that there was a meeting yesterday between M. Gill and Oscar Grau on Barcelona's request, and at that meeting, Grau showed his intention to, once Griezmann's release clause had dropped from 200 to 120 million euros, ask to delay the payment of this amount from July 1st. So, long story short, Atletico are really pissed.
Yep.
And because tampering, that's where they're going along those lines.
Yes.
And look, I don't really care, but I can understand why they're upset.
Yep.
But at this point now, you're kind of screwed because the guy wants to go.
Correct.
And Griezmann's a weird dude.
Yes.
Because he had to do 2 documentaries or 2 little announcements.
Correct.
To announce that he's not going to Barcelona. And the Barcelona are scum because he embarrassed you.
Right.
And now you're going to go get him.
Yes.
After he said he was going to stay with Atletico.
Correct.
So I don't trust him. And I do think Griezmann should make this move because it would put him in that environment now where it's kind of like, look, Barcelona made the wrong mistakes in terms of who they brought in. You made a mistake. You haven't showed to me that you are this world-class player that everyone thinks you are.
Nope.
And now you get the opportunity to show us playing a style of football that you would think that would suit you better than Diego Simeone's.
Yeah.
So now it's time to deliver. So that is an interesting scenario that is looking to unfold, and I don't know. It's going to cost them a lot of money, and he doesn't want to be there.
So get rid of him.
Does Atletico have the balls to really hold him against his will?
No. So
that is just going to become
no.
That's just a matter of time, right? You feel like that's
yeah. And I know where you're going to go next. So go ahead and say what you want to say.
Because they asked him to show up to training. He didn't show up.
No, of course he's not going to show up.
But I'm not happy with that.
Yeah, you know why I'm not happy with that? Because at the end of the day, can you imagine going to your workplace or me going to my workplace and they call me and are you coming into them? Nah, not coming in.
I'm gonna work for someone else.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just waiting to go to this other place. I'll be like, get your ass in.
Refuses to join the preseason tour.
Yeah.
Like, what do you even say to that? And apparently they gave Joao Felix number 7.
Is that Griezmann's number?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you kind of feel like it's off, right?
Right.
Like he's going there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot. And then we get to Neymar.
Yeah, another idiot.
And Bartomeu, or however you pronounce his name, we know that Neymar wants to leave PSG, but we also know that PSG do not want him to go.
Yeah, Leonardo said something too today.
Yes, and then Neymar also decides not to show up to preseason.
Correct.
And PSG were not happy about that. They were not happy about that, and they said they will take appropriate action.
Yeah.
PSG, and I've said this a lot of times, is that they're the club that they poach your players away,
right?
But they don't give them away easily.
Nope.
And so I want to see how that is going to unfold.
Uh-huh.
Neymar may have to take some money out of his pocket to get himself out of there.
Yep.
If he really wants to get out of there. So basically, Leonardo confirms Neymar's desire to leave, says if there's a deal which suits everyone, adds there has been some sort of contact with Barca, but they didn't seem in a position to buy. I don't really know what else to say.
Listen, I'm so tired of talking about both of those two. When we talk about those guys that are spoiled and whatnot, they're first on those two are first on the list. I can understand Neymar, he's with Brazil, so that's fine. I'll cut him a little bit of slack. But Griezmann, you look, you want to talk about a young professional? De Ligt showed up to Ajax training today.
Mm-hmm.
He was there training with the Ajax team.
Apparently, Neymar's dad said that he knew that his son would not be back in Paris until July 15th because of commitments in Brazil.
Okay. So that makes things even worse. So who's lying?
I don't know. But Leonardo said that he could leave. So I guess it's up to Barca to make the offer. That's probably going to be ridiculous.
Right.
Look, man, I get it. I hate these little transfer sagas. I hate these young kids. I hate how they go about their business. Neymar shouldn't have left in the first place. I understand why he wanted to leave, possibly pushed by his dad to be the main guy. He can be the main guy, but then he's always hurt, so we never get to see him be the main guy. Now he wants to go back home. Or home. And then Griezmann is another loser. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny how they both, want to snub Barca. Now they want Barca. Now they want to go there, and it's, both parties deserve everything they're getting.
This is why I will refuse to talk about this until they do something.
But the thing is that the pressure, and this is not Barca's doing, because I feel like if Juve didn't make the moves that they've made, and I feel like if Real didn't make the moves that they made, Barca may have not been inclined to make these moves. But Juve have looked to up it up a notch.
Yes.
And Real Madrid have definitely said, look, we're not playing any games.
Yep.
And now Barca in a predicament where we haven't heard much about Rakitic.
Nope.
So look, they're going to stick with him.
Correct.
And keep that midfield. Rakitic, Artur, De Jong,
yes,
Busquets.
Mm-hmm.
Great midfield.
Yes.
And competing with both of those two.
Right.
But now you have to feel, and this is a question that has to be asked, if they get Griezmann and Neymar.
Suarez is gone.
Well, no, Suarez.
Suarez is gone.
Well, Suarez has to go. But,
yes.
but that's always been their problem. They need a forward. So unless they're playing Griezmann through the middle.
Yes.
Which is what they're probably going to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, Suarez is kind of past, and he's kind of showed that.
Correct.
So, but I still think they should keep him as a second option.
No, because they'll keep Dembele.
Okay. Whatever. I don't care what they do, but they got to keep someone as a second option. Someone else has to stay out of Dembele, Coutinho, or Suarez.
Sure.
And I think it should be Suarez or Dembele.
Okay.
For at least a season.
Sure.
But it puts them on this pedestal now where you kind of got to now win.
Right.
And I feel like it would put them in their best situation to win since Neymar had left.
Yeah.
Because of the front three. The front three has always been integral to their success. And it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. I do think that it's a situation where Barca need them as much as they need Barca.
Right.
And if anyone wants to dispute that, you could dispute that. But Griezmann needs Barca.
Yes.
Because it's not clicking at Atletico. And it hasn't been clicking. And there's been somewhat of a stagnation. Before he got there, it was supposed to be his continent. Yep. It was supposed to be his team. He was supposed to be the guy to kind of lift them up against the other two teams in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of did it, but never really did it.
Right.
And it was also supposed to be his France side.
Yep.
And that's also changed.
Correct.
Neymar is supposed to go to PSG to be that guy. He was that guy, but when it came to leading them to where they want to be, unable to do that.
Right.
And now they decided that they need to go to the club that provides them with the resources to do that, mm-hmm. and with the best player. So it's a win-win, and I feel like they need, as crazy as it sounds, Barca need to speed up this process and need to make the moves. And that's what I have to say about that. And I also think that the behavior here is just ridiculous, and just get it over with. Fix the stuff.
Next.
And
Next.
Get it to. But we have to talk about it.
Yep. No, we're not talking about it anymore until something actually happens.
Okay, whatever. People want to hear it. So
yeah. Oh no, we've said it.
We got to cater to the people. The second thing I want to talk about before I finish off with Real Madrid is that look, man, it's July 8th. When people are hearing this, probably July 9th. City have made a great move with Rodri.
Yes.
And I think that's really helped them out in midfield.
Yep.
So they don't have to make another signing, but they probably should.
Juve.
No, well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm sticking on England right now.
Oh, okay.
I know what
solely England. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Liverpool haven't done shit, but they get back Oxlade-Chamberlain, and I feel like they may make some other move.
Okay.
At some point, they don't have to, but I feel like it would be nice if they did.
Okay. I know where you're going, so I'll just let you go.
Spurs and Ndombele.
Yes.
And I think that's huge.
Yep.
And look, man, there are 3 other teams left. There's one spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you bums on July 9th, and you can't make a transfer once the season starts. I'm pretty sure that's still the rule in the Premier League. Have not made a move. Wan-Bissaka?
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea can't make any moves. Okay?
Nope.
Arsenal, you got to do something because that backline is still the same backline.
Mm-hmm.
And United, you have a lot of problems, and you still may lose Paul.
No, you're going to lose Paul.
Okay, yeah, well, they're going to lose Paul. So I look at these 3 teams, and you have less than a month to possibly save yourself.
Who's the 3 teams you're looking at? Because Chelsea, I couldn't count them.
Okay, fine.
Those 2 teams.
Okay, yeah, because Chelsea can't add anyone.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm looking at Chelsea because they hired Frank.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so I look at these 3 teams, and someone's got to give. Something's got to give. Something has got to give. Because if I'm the fans, if I'm that fan base, I'm livid. Manchester United are making up their own transfer rumors within their own fan base because they can't appeal anyone to them.
Nope. And I told you this.
No, but I don't even think they're doing anything.
Okay.
I don't think they're doing anything. I don't think they're doing squat. They've given Marcus Rashford a contract, a Cavani contract.
Correct.
Or like a Benzema contract.
Yes.
You pay that kid $300K a week?
Yes.
For what?
No idea.
Then you lose Paul. And you may lose Romelu. They may.
Yeah.
They may. It's not out of the question.
No.
So I'm looking at them. I'm looking at Chelsea, who let Sarri go, hired in Frank. And look, Frank can say whatever he wants about instilling the youth or whatnot.
And no pressure.
But you get into November and you are in 6th, 7th, or 8th, there's going to be pressure. They'll sack you like that.
Yep.
We know it. So I love how the narrative is that, oh, well, Frank gets a free season. No, Frank don't get a free season.
Nope.
Frank want to play attractive football? That's not going to work. Frank wants to implement the youth. If he ain't winning games, that is not going to fly at that club.
Yep.
We've been there. We've done that. Frank.
And can you imagine if Chelsea's going to get hammered on the European stage?
Yeah.
We're not talking about just getting hammered domestically.
Yeah.
You're going to get hammered on the European stage.
Frank is playing the nice PR game. Players that fight for the badge will play.
Sure.
I expect them to be very reactive, by the way.
Yeah.
To sit very deep, play on the counterattack.
That's what they got.
Yeah, I expect them to do that. But Frank is playing this nice PR game. Frank may not make it to January if he doesn't play his cards right.
Oh, no.
So we got to play that right. So I'm looking at them because they hired Frank. And they know what situation they're in. Mm-hmm. And they let a very good coach go. And now they're with Frank.
Yep.
And I'm not saying Frank is a bad manager because I have no evidence to say that he's a very bad manager.
Thank you.
But I also have no evidence to say that he's a great manager or a good manager. And I'm sorry, I'm not using anything that he did at Derby to make my case because this is a whole different ball game and there's a whole lot of expectations.
There's a big step up.
Their goal is to finish in the top 4. And you know what? You are kind of right in a sense where they're very lucky that those 2 bums haven't done shit.
Correct.
So if those 2 bums don't do shit, they will be very happy with their situation.
Yeah.
So then I switch my attention to United because it is July 8th, going to be 9th. You still have Ollie, who has shown us that he is incapable of doing what you think he was going to do with that wheel of his.
Yep.
And
Same squad.
Wan-Bissaka haven't looked to get any defensive options. You were never going to get De Ligt.
Nope.
It looks like De Gea is going to stay, but that don't even matter anymore. The allure across De Gea is gone. That is not going to be good enough to finish. And
the thing is that even if De Gea stays, De Gea is not going to score you the goals.
Yeah. So that's my point. So the De Gea allure is gone because at some point, Ollie, along with those young kids, the Lingards, the Rashfords, the Martials. I've been waiting for him to really cook it up.
Yeah.
The Paul gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Romelu's got to step up. So
who could be gone?
So I want to see how Ollie's gonna get the same group of players that he couldn't really motivate last season towards the end.
Yeah.
To finish in that top 4.
Correct.
Really want to see that. So you got a month to do something. I'm waiting for you. And then you got Arsenal. Unai knows what that squad is.
Yeah.
So you got to bid more than 40 million on Zaha, and you got to get a defense. And there's no more. You're bringing the kids. Lucas Torreira looked like he don't want to be there.
Nope.
Guendouzi could get better, but that's not good enough. Xhaka's still there. Like you,
Ozil's gone.
yeah,
Wants to leave. Sorry.
I've heard about the unrest of Aubameyang and their rumors.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear that.
So I don't know, man. But look, you got a month. The transfer window has started. You should have been already been looking at players and targeting players since the season was coming to an end. And you got a month to fix the issues that you have. And boy, do those three clubs have a lot of issues. And boy, am I upset. And if I was a fan of any of those clubs, I would be very upset.
Yeah.
And I'd be very restless. And I'd be very nervous. Because if you are not going to build on what you have, it's going to be a long season. And that gap is going to stretch. And now it's come to the point where I don't know if these clubs will ever get back to where they think they should be.
Yeah.
With the people that they have in charge. So big month for them, and week by week, where I'm gonna hammer them week after week. We're gonna go. Did Arsenal do anything? Did Chelsea do anything? Well, Chelsea can't do shit.
No.
So we're back. Did Arsenal do anything? Did United do anything? Because you cannot let Frank
no
and the guys who don't have a transfer window and lost the best player in the league to finish in the top 4 because they're not good enough.
Yep.
After losing that guy. Unless Frank does wonders. But United, Arsenal, we're watching you do something because the clock is ticking. Do better. You've had all this time. Target some players and not Harry Maguire for 70 million.
No.
Come on, man.
No.
And Wan-Bissaka for 50 is still ridiculous.
Yes.
But do something.
Okay, let's close this up.
The final thing is that
because this is a team who's had a fantastic transfer.
And if there was a squad to really look at, it's Madrid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jovic, Mendy, Hazard.
Yep.
Some other Brazilian winger or someone that came from Brazil. Did they get anyone else?
Nope.
And I guess they're running the whole Modric, Cruz, Casemiro thing one more time.
Correct.
And I haven't heard a thing about Sergio Ramos leaving.
That was like a little blip, and then that was done.
So they've conducted their business well. And the reason why I'm saying that they've conducted their business well is because alongside that, we have to discuss about who they've let go. Chelsea paid $50 million for Kovacic.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
run those numbers because they were highly impressive.
So they got Kovacic out of there for $45.50.
Yep.
They got Llorente out of there for $30. They got De Thomas and Theo Hernandez out of there for $20.
Yeah.
Look at the business that they are doing. Look how they are handling it.
Yeah.
They're offloading players that are not good enough to play for at that level. They had their targets. They hit them early. That is how you run it. That's how I know Real Madrid is in business. That is how I know that they are not playing games. And I have questioned Zidane's ability to coach at this level. I know he won the 3 Champions Leagues in a row. And you know how I feel about winning the Champions League. You need a bit of luck. It's cup competition. You only have to show up for post-February and for a certain amount of weeks, so that don't really matter to me. But they have put themselves in a position where they've put pressure on Juve to act real quick.
Yep.
And they put a lot of pressure on Juve to act real quick. They put pressure on City, I think we're going to get Rodri anyways, but pressure's now on City. And they put pressure on Barca to be in the situation that they're in. And I have to applaud Real Madrid. If I had the stupid applaud, cheers, claps, I would do it for them. And you know what? Zidane might make me eat my words.
Maybe.
But that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I make these statements because I feel like everyone has a point to prove. And until you prove it, I'm not going to give you credit for it.
No.
Organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis. We tell it how it is. So if we're here in May and Zidane runs the league and he wins the Champions League again, I will stand here and say, look, man, you're good. And you guys handled your business well because Real Madrid have been waiting to do this and they've been needing to do this. I will say that. But everything that they've shown me from the start of that window till now shows me that they're in business. Oh, they got Militao.
That's right.
They show me that they're in business and they're not playing any games. So I like that. And the Uniteds, the Arsenals, the other clubs that haven't really gotten it going yet, which, time is ticking. Real Madrid is the benchmark. And I think they're going to be a big problem this season if Zidane is who people think he is. So I have to give them a shout out because I'm seeing every week they're offloading some player for a hefty amount of money. And James is next. We don't know. Isco and Bale are still rumored to possibly leave. So that's more money being brought in. And that's maybe the money that will help them get Paul.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, look, man. there are three clubs that look like they're really about their business. And it's Juve, it's Real, who want to be back where they are. It's the two clubs, and it's Barca. And City are City. City don't really have to make many moves.
Nope.
And Liverpool won the Champions League, so
that's right.
They're the holders.
Yeah.
So they should feel like they don't really need to do much. Just obviously fix a few things to win the league. So when I look at those three clubs, it's like, yeah, man. And when we look at those English clubs, Arsenal, United, they're just letting everyone pass them by.
Yep.
But a shout out to Madrid, man. Keep doing what you're doing. If they get Pogba, be real interesting. I want to see how that Pogba thing progresses. I'm really looking forward to how those two teams are going to handle their business. I'm really looking into the Grizz and the Neymar saga. And I really want to see if Juve are done buying whoever they're buying, because like, y'all need to chill. Like I'm really wanting to see Inter compete this season, and possibly Napoli. But you know how I feel about Ancelotti winning league title. So yeah. And I think that's about it, man. We've almost run 2 hours, but we had to break this stuff down. People care about the transfers. And now there's no more tournaments, so this podcast is now going to be transfer.
Just a transfer. Yeah, we need a transfer song.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to work on that. So now we kind of got to talk about these things on a week-to-week basis. Yep. So get ready. We are your number. No, we're not.
No.
Retweet whatever happens. We don't care. We're just going to give you our opinion. We're not your number one hot spot for all the transfer news, because we'll just get to it when we get to it. But you good?
I am.
I know you're tired. It's Monday. Oh, it's the start of the week. It's heavy week, but Monday's the best day of all 7 days, and you should enjoy it and embrace it, because it's a new start. It's a new beginning. It's like never mind. It's good. It's good.
It's fine.
With that being said, Dan's tired. Camera guy, whatever. Good thing we turned on the light, because it would have got real dark.
Yeah.
With that being said, the camera guy's tired. He wants to go home. I want to go home. So if you enjoyed episode 82 of the InnerViews podcast, and you feel like you know someone that would enjoy it or want to tune into us next week, you could find us on iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and any Android device. Any Android app on your Android devices, because we still haven't figured it out. We won't figure it out, but we know that you Android users know what you're doing, because apparently you guys are first to everything before the Apple users. So find us on your Android devices. Android users, I hate Android users.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all are losers. But so subscribe to the podcast. We enjoy your time, and we appreciate it. So you can find us there. You can also find the podcast on youtube.com/theinnerviews if you want to see us up in the flesh and in great lighting and smiling and showing our passion. You can find us on youtube.com/interviews, or you can find us on facebook.com/interviews. Like and follow and like. And sometimes you could find our opinions on Twitter, or you could see my blonde swaggy hair on Instagram, Twitter.com/interviewstv or Instagram.com/interviewstv. I'm pretty sure that's it. And Cora, will get to you soon. Transfer news. We don't really need to answer questions there, but once the season's starting and the predictions come in and how teams have progressed, I will get to that and start answering more questions, because the Cora fan base is just like, I see all the notifications. It's like, no, man, I'm not answering these questions. They're stupid questions. Ask me some real questions.
There you go.
But with that being said, Dan's tired. He's tuckered out. Had a long day. No more Java for him. And I'm good. Camera guy's good. It's your guy, Tyrrell.
It's your boy, Dan.
And we are out. See you next week. Gang. And we're going to get to everything that we need to get to, all the transfer news. Enjoy your week. Bye.